we now move to the Poisson distribution. Let us start with a very important note. Poisson distribution is a limiting case of the binomial distribution under the following conditions. N should be large, P small, 3, N into P should be constant. Under these three conditions, a binomial distribution tends to a Poisson distribution. Now, if you let NP is equal to lambda, then a distribution that is binomially distributed tends to a Poisson distribution with parameter lambda, where lambda is NP. The mass function of a Poisson variate is P of x is equal to e power minus lambda into lambda power x by x factorial, where x is greater than or equal to 0. Remember, in the binomial case, we wrote the range of x as 0 to n because n is finite. But here, because n is large, it can go up to infinity theoretically. So this is the mass function of the Poisson distribution. So what are the properties it has? So let us write those properties. We will mention two properties. The mean is lambda. The variance too is lambda. Now this is a very rare thing and not unexpected also, okay? Because if you go deeply into the NP, NPQ formulas of binomial distribution, then there is a very natural thing to occur. The standard deviation will be square root of lambda. In fact, you should observe that when you come to continuous distributions, even though we may not study them, there is a distribution called the exponential distribution which almost has similar properties. But let us remember one thing, binomial mean and Poisson mean and Poisson variance are exactly equal to the parameter. Lambda is called the parameter. Lambda is called the Poisson parameter. So the problems will be based mostly on the mass function and the mean and the variance and things and so on and so forth. One thing should also be told about the Poisson distribution with respect to this point, P is small. So Poisson distribution is used whenever you are trying to estimate probabilities of events which occur rarely, because rare events have low probabilities. So binomial distribution and Poisson differ in that sense. So whenever you are dealing with rare events, when large number of trials are conducted, then you think of the Poisson distribution, not the binomial.